Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Football 101, and I'm your coach, Coach Joshua Smith. And today we're going to talk about an exclusive group of people known as the special teams. To begin special teams, we're going to start with the personnels because there's so many personnels of special teams, it's insane. So to begin with the personnels, we're going to start with one that's pretty simplistic. And what I mean by that is kickoff and kickoff return. When it comes to a kickoff, there's a straight line of people. So from end to end, there's about 10 people, 4 on one side, 6 on the other. Now, these guys are supposed to run down the field and tackle the ball carrier that catches the kick. This is what is known as a kickoff play. Now, the kicker is the guy that controls the special teams. And for this instance, the kicker is supposed to boot the ball as far as he can downfield. Now, for example, if the ball falls in the end zone, it's what is known as a touchback, and they don't get the opportunity to return it because the ball's dead. So they'll start at the 20-yard line, and that's it. But if the ball is caught and they make a return, you can return it for as many yards up to a touchdown. So it's imperative that the kickoff team get this guy on the ground. Otherwise, they could be risking them scoring points. Now, on the flip side of that, we have the kickoff return. Now, the kicker is not on kickoff return. I'm just going to say that now. Anything that has to do with return or blocking anything, the kicker's not on it. And the reason being is because the kickers, no offense, have the body of soccer players. They have little to no muscle except in their legs. With kickoff return, it's pretty straight up. And what I mean by straight up is they catch the ball, you try and get the ball downfield. Now, what about everybody else on the return except the returner? What are they doing? So their job is to block the guys that are running downfield to tackle the ball carrier. With that, we're going on to the next personnel, and that is punt. When it comes to the punt, this is basically the offense saying, we surrender this drive, it's your turn. So this typically happens on 4th down. When it comes to the punt itself, we have what is known as a punter. These guys can double as kickers. I've seen it happen, but it's very rare for them to have both skills. Now, with punting, it's a lot different than kicking because kicking, you can kick it off a tee or off the ground. Punting is a different technique altogether. So instead of kicking off the tee, as I said, you are kicking it off of your foot by dropping it. When that happens, you see all the defenders make it downfield, and the next thing you know, the guy gets laid out and the ball gets recovered by the punt team. And when that happens, that's a great success. On the flip side, the returners, like I said, are trying to hold up the punt team so that the returner can have time to return the ball. Now, they can't exactly just straight up hold the punt team and say, oh, you're not moving, because that's holding. So the only protection that the returner is offered is what we call is design protection. So they would have to come from the edge, turn around, and block for him. So we're on to my favorite special team, and that is field goal. When you're kicking a field goal / PAT, which is basically the same thing, as a lineman, you're supposed to step into your gap and make sure that nobody goes through it. So what I mean by that is that you'll step up in behind his foot and then shield the gap. Field goals can be from the longest field goal ever made, was by Justin Tucker in the NFL. I think it was about 67 yards, something like that. When that happens, everybody has a collective sigh of relief because before he kicks the ball, everyone tenses up. So it's one of those like final shot kind of things. And that's why field goals are so amazing. But not only that can you just kick out of field goals, but you can actually run fake field goals. That will conclude the special teams section and the basics chapter for Football 101.